Hello there, welcome to this video tutorial. My name is Ranjan and today you are going to learn in this video that how exactly Microsoft Teams stores files internally in SharePoint. Okay, so let's get started. Let's first of all try to understand that how exactly Teams organizes channels. I hope all of you already understand that we create multiple channels inside a team in Microsoft Teams just to organize our content based on topics. Okay, so here if you look at this slide, it shows us that in Microsoft Teams we can have multiple organizations associated with a particular account, but here I'm just like taking example of a single organization. So here in this presentation you see that there's a single organization under which there's like multiple team that can be created, and now within each of the team you can have a list of different type of channels created. Now, primarily, channels can actually be categorized in two different ways based on the privacy level. It can be a public channel or it will be a private channel. So, as of now, at the time of recording, Microsoft has put a like limit of 200 channels that you can create inside a team, and you can have 30 private channels within this like 200 maximum 30 private channels that you can actually create. Okay, so what basically happens when we create a new team in Microsoft Teams? When we create a new team in Teams, at that time, what it does is that so here this is showing us that if there's a new team that requires, you want to create a new team, so you can either like start with a new Office 365 group or you can use an existing Office 365 group. Now, if you're creating a new Office 365 group, then what it is going to do is that it's going to uh, as part of like team creation, it will create a new Office 365 group, and then behind the scene is also going to create a new SharePoint site where it's actually going to go and create the content, whatever content that you're actually going to share on the channel. Okay, so how the file storage works in Teams. So usually like whatever communication that we do in a channel, it goes into SharePoint, and thereafter whatever like one-to-one chat or like one-to-one like talk that you're doing with individual people, that is something that gets stored inside OneDrive for Business. Okay, so what I'm going to do is here is that first of all let's create a new team, and thereafter we'll go and dig further into it. Okay, so here this is my teams, and within this teams I have like different team already created. So I have got like almost like five different team who's I'm already an existing member of these teams. So what we'll do is that I'll go ahead and create a new team. So just to create a new team, I'll use this option, join or create a team over here. So I'll click on this, and I'm going to create a new team from scratch. Okay, so here you see this that you have the option to create a team from from an existing Office 365 group. If that Office 365 group is not already associated with any of the existing team. Okay, so I'll start with a blank team, and I've already explained in other videos that what are the different type of teams that you can actually create over here. So as of now I'm going to create a private team. So here I'll give uh, a name to this team. I'll call it as Flexmind support. Okay, and then will create it. Now usually there's like a lot of questions that people keep asking on this part, that can we control the naming of team within my Microsoft Teams? It is quite possible. Microsoft is already like giving different options, governance option within Microsoft Teams, through which you can go ahead and create your own naming policy within Azure Active Directory, and from there you can ensure that if there's any like prefix or suffix, certain constraint, whatever you want to actually put inside a team name, you can actually go ahead and define it at organization level. So here, as soon as the team is created, it's asking me that what are the who are the team members that you want to join, add over here. So I'll go ahead and add a few of the people from my organization. So here in this case, yeah, so okay, so I'm going and adding these people individually, but here you can see on the very top it is clearly mentioned that you can easily go ahead and even directly include your distribution list, or mail enabled security groups can directly be added over here. Okay, so once I add these members in my team, thereafter you see this that every single member that you are adding inside teams can have two different roles. They can either be owner of your team, or they'll be a member. So owners usually, as the name says, they'll have the entire control on the team part, and if at all the owner wants to change the permission of their members, they are free to go ahead and do it at any point in time. Okay, so let this team get created. So here let me minimize the other teams. So here you can see this that I have created Flexmind support as a new team, and I have added other team members over here. Now by default, I think you understand this thing that the moment we create any team, at that time by default a channel gets created. So here this is a general channel, and the next thing is that here you can view on the tab that I can go ahead and I can start the communication hi there, and thereafter if required I can tag the entire team and send this notification uh, mentioning my entire team. So all of the team members are going to receive a notification in their activity timeline, and so this channel that has got created is actually a public channel. So how so here you can see this that there are different tabs which are available, and out of this we have got files tab, and it is still opening. Okay, so here you will see this that there is no file added right now in this channel. So what I can do is that I can go ahead and maybe I want to start a conversation on a particular document when I would want the input of a few of my team members. Okay, so I'm going ahead and I'm trying to add a new attachment. So here you will see this that Teams gives us the option that you want to go ahead and add people from add the content from OneDrive for Business, or you want to directly upload it from somewhere. So I can go ahead and upload a document to start with from my system. So I have got a few dummy files already added over here. So I'm just going ahead and picking one of few of the random documents. So here in this case I add this PDF file, and thereafter I can tag someone I can tag this team member of mine, and I can say that can you please look into it. Yeah, so can you please look into it, and I send it. Now the moment I send this document, where exactly this document is getting stored, that is what we want to understand. So many a times I ask people that okay, what do you think where this file is getting stored, and they'll give different answers. Okay, and even people say that it goes to files tab. That is correct. If I click on files, now where there was no file available, now it's showing me that there's a file that is already available over here. Okay, yeah, so here uh, so my question is that okay, now where exactly this file is getting stored, because I mean it needs to be persisted, and thereafter right now I have uploaded a simple PDF file. If I put a normal Word file, Excel file, and I want co-authoring to be enabled with other team members, instead of going and downloading it, I want them to even put comment inside the document, how exactly they can do it. Okay, so here you'll find out that these are this is like more icon. So here you can see this, that it's giving us this option that go ahead and open it in SharePoint. So my I mean how like why it all is giving the option to create in open in SharePoint, because I just now created this Teams. This is like it is created from scratch. Just right now I created it. Then from where like SharePoint is coming into picture. This is where in like just some time back I showed you this slide, and I told you that whenever we go ahead and create a new team in Microsoft Teams, at that time what it does is that based on this point that you have used, you are creating a new Office 365 group, or like you are using an existing Office 365 group. Based on that, it is decided that whether it will create a new SharePoint site or it's going to use an existing SharePoint site. So Teams manages whatever like document that you share with your team members in a channel. Teams by default stores it inside SharePoint, and this is something that we don't go and explicitly do it. This is something that Teams automatically does whenever you create a team. This is part of the provisioning of entire team, that it creates a SharePoint site. It's not out of choice. And as of now, at the time of recording this, there's no way that we can change this default behavior, how actually Microsoft has designed it right now. So I can go ahead and find out that how exactly this content is actually where it is stored inside SharePoint. So in this case, let's see this. So I'm going ahead and just like clicking open in SharePoint, it will connect to the SharePoint site. And one thing that I would want you to notice over here is that when we create a new team, at that time what SharePoint, on the part of SharePoint, what Teams has done is that it has created a new site collection. You see this, that whatever is the name of my team, so my team name is Flexmind support, and exactly with the same name, what it has done is that it has created a new site collection. Okay, so once the site collection is created, I have uploaded this document. Now what it is doing is that it's taking me to the general folder. uh, that means like as per like the default architecture or design, what Microsoft is doing is that they are going ahead and storing whatever like channels that you are creating within a team. They are going ahead and creating folders inside shared document library. As you'll be knowing this thing, that document library is specialized for managing huge amount of like documents. You can have like million of documents stored in SharePoint in a document library. So Microsoft is like defaulting to a document library, and thereafter they are creating a folder. So here with the same name as to like what is the name of your channel. In this case, this is general channel. They have created a general folder. So what I'm going to do is that I'll create another channel here just to see this, that how exactly it is organized. Okay, so I'll go ahead and create a new channel over here, and this time I'm going to keep it as like public channel as of now. So here I'll keep it as like level 1, because I have created Flexmind support. So I'm first of all like creating a level 1 support. I'll go ahead and add it. If I choose this option, automatically show this channel in everyone's channel list, so it will become visible for all the 5 team members. Otherwise what happens is that they'll have to explicitly go and choose that whether they want to show view this channel inside their team or not. Okay, because usually what happens is that when you have got like a large number of channels created inside a team, then obviously like from UI standpoint, you cannot go ahead and look into each of these channel with much ease. Okay, so based on your priority, you can go ahead and choose that which other channel you would like to show over here. Okay, so and also in this option you will find out that Teams is giving us this option that do you want to create this channel as a public channel or private channel. Okay, so right now I'm going to create public channel. So let me choose this option and I'll add it. Likewise, I'll create couple of more channels. Okay, so I'll go ahead and create level 1 and thereafter I create level 2. So no problem, I have created two channels, level 1 support, level 2 support, and then if I go back within this, let me refresh it. So you'll find out that what it has done is that based on the number of channels that you have over here, it has created corresponding folders over here. Now what I'm going to do is that I'll go to level 2 channel, and in this channel what I'll do is that I'll add a few files just to show you that if I upload this directly from here, so I can maybe like choose this, and if required you can even like drag and drop it. There's no problem with that. Okay, so once file is uploaded, so whether like you write it in the conversation or you directly go ahead and upload it inside files, it's the same thing. So if I go ahead and check over here inside level 2, you'll find out that this document is added over here. So though the end users who are actually coming to Teams, they feel that it's there inside Teams because obviously like they are getting a like integrated interface wherein like they need not even like navigate away to SharePoint. So this is the reason why like at times people get confused with this thing that no, okay, it is getting stored inside Teams, but that is not the case. Why? Because Teams is taking best of the technologies and integrating all of it together, weaving it together, and I mean giving the ability. For example, you want to manage the documents, SharePoint is already like specialized to provide this service, so there's no need of going and again building a document management system on Teams. So Teams is going and using SharePoint capabilities. Okay, so here if required you can directly edit this document. So for example, I want to edit this document, I can go ahead and directly edit it. So I can click on this, it will open it in Microsoft Teams itself, and then I can go ahead, this is a sample document, and in the sample document like if required I can even like do the editing directly over here. So I can go ahead and anything you want to add, you can add in this document. Okay, now with this default behavior, what basically I want to do is that how can I go ahead and change this default behavior. What I mean to say is that right now uh, these are these are like public this channel that I have actually created, but what I want to do is that only owners should be able to edit the document that are being uploaded in level 2. So in level 2 support, owners if they upload a certain like word document, any attachment that customer has shared with them, they don't want that any of the members should be able to go ahead and edit this document. Now by default the problem is that if I go ahead, I have already like I'm connected to this site through another user. So what I'm going to do is that over here if you see I am logged in this private window through John credential, and in this case here you will find out that it is showing me that I am part of Flexmind support. Please don't get confused, I am logged in through John's account, and John is actually a team member right now. So in this case if he goes to level 2, then what happens is that he can come over here and the file that just now I have uploaded, he can also like easily go ahead and edit this document. Now what I want to do is that I want to basically change this behavior so that team members should not be able to go ahead and modify this document. They should not be basically able to edit this document. So what I'm going to do is that I'll go ahead and I'll show you that how exactly you can do it. Okay, so as we understand that whenever we create a team, at that time by default is creating a SharePoint site. And if you check over here, there's no direct option. If you even like go into like team settings, you will not find out. So here let me show you that if you go to settings of this team, and if you're looking to control member permissions, here you will find out that there's no way that you can go ahead and control the editing behavior of the document directly from here. It is something that is giving you only the option to manage the permissions at teams level. Okay, so please understand that if you want to like control the permissions associated with the document that you have uploaded inside the channel, then you will have to go and do it inside SharePoint, not into Microsoft Teams. So I'll come to this site of mine, SharePoint site, and I'm like switching between my screens. Please don't get confused. In one session I'm logged in with John's account, and in other window I'm using my credentials. Okay, so I am the owner of this team. So what I want to do is that in level 2, this is the folder that has actually got created. So what I can do is that the only thing I'll have to do is that I'll have to go ahead, and if I don't want my members to be able to edit the document inside level 2 channel, then I'll have to make a small change. Now what is this change? The change is that when you create teams, at that time it is creating Office 365 group, and that Office 365 group is added to the SharePoint groups. So if I go ahead and just click on these site permissions and go to advanced permission settings, you will find out that within site members, you'll find out that Flexmind support members is added, which is actually a Office 365 group. So that is how Teams is managing this SharePoint site. Otherwise, this is actually the link. So you have got like an Office 365 group associated with Teams, and that Office 365 group, you go ahead and directly add it. It is by default added to the SharePoint group. So what I'll have to do is that one way is that if you want to control the permission, change the permission of all the Office 365 group members, which will eventually impact all the Teams member, you can go ahead and directly change the permissions over here. Whatever like permissions you want to modify, you can go ahead and modify it over here. But the only problem is that if you do it from here, it is going to like reflect for all the channels. You are actually going ahead and changing the settings of all of the members. Okay, but I don't intend to do that. I still want the people that they should be able to go ahead and directly like work with public channel, level 1 channel that I have created and general channel that I have created. They should be able to still like go ahead and edit the documents whatever is getting uploaded. So the only thing I have to do is that it's very straightforward, is that I can come over here, just click on level 2, and in level 2 what I can do is that I can simply try to change the permission. So I can manage the access of level 2. So it is here, it is showing me that this is like, these are support owners and these are site members, and site members, it is showing a pencil icon showing that you can go ahead and they will have edit rights on this folder, okay, or like in this entire channel. So the only thing I'm going to do is that for this particular folder, I'll change this permission to can view. So this way what happens is that on this particular folder, now the Office 365 group members are added to your site members SharePoint group. So what we'll do is that we will just change the permission of the members. Now let's just go ahead and try to verify it, that whether it's like working properly or not. So I'll come back to my this John's screen just to ensure that the settings are properly reflected. I'll refresh this screen. Okay, it is already reflecting over here. Still like let it get refreshed. So now if I come here in level 1 or like general, wherever you go ahead, you will see this that you don't this is though a PDF document, but like if there's any like Word document also that I'm uploading, still like you can edit it but if I come to level 2 and go to files, it is showing me that you can only like read this document. You cannot go ahead and modify this document. So in this case, if I try still like going ahead and try editing it with like John's credential, you will find out that there's no way that I can do it. So it does the job that we want, that we were like willing to do. So here in this case, uh, what is showing us that whatever like file level permission that you have to actually control, that is something that you will have to go ahead and do at SharePoint level. Okay, so if you like this video tutorial, I would request you please subscribe to our channel to learn Microsoft Teams, and if in case you have any question, please feel free to comment. Thank you.